mayor keeping on the budget beat this week in the aftermath of Mayor Adams' call for steep budget cuts across the board. The announcement right here on Pix 11. All city agencies tasked with cutting 5% by November and a total of 15% by the spring, and that's to cover the massive expenses of the migrant crisis, right? But the budget road leads to the city council. And this morning, the chair of the finance committee, Councilman Justin Brannan, is joining me and going on the record. Councilman Brannan, good to see you. Thank you for being here on Picks and Politics.
Good morning, Dan. Thanks for having me.
And so, Councilman, let's get right into those looming budget cuts, right? You are the chair of the Finance Committee, like I said. Let me get your initial thoughts, first and foremost, when looking at the cuts the mayor wants to make to practically every city agency. Do you agree here?
Well, I mean, look, I think it's important to, I was listening to what some of the, average New Yorkers were talking about in the beginning of the show here, and they're not wrong, right? Right now, unfortunately, due to lack of leadership on the federal level, people are being pit against each other, and it's wrong. We've been saying since day one, for over a year now, the city of New York cannot handle this on our own, and managing a humanitarian crisis is far beyond what is expected of any municipality. It's just not sustainable. So without help from the White House immediately, we're going to have to make some tough decisions. But the city council is certainly not going to allow cuts to things like our education system or our first responders or anything like that. So it's going to be a tough process. But without help from Washington, this is the situation that we're in.
I understand. Okay, so Washington and the federal level is one thing. The cuts the mayor wants to make to practically every department, does he need the city council approval to go ahead and make those 5% cuts?
Ultimately, the city council has to approve the budget. In November, when we do what they call a budget modification, the budget has to remain balanced. So the council has to approve that budget. So it's going to be a negotiation. And I think the mayor is desperate to find savings because we're on our own here, right?
Okay.
We've been left on our own
just
without
a
help from anybody.
Clear answer. Do you agree with the cuts or not?
I have to see the cuts before I can say I agree with them. I will not agree with cuts made to teachers or first responders or any of our safety net programs.
Okay, so if that's in there, it's a no vote from Justin Brannan.
That's right.
Okay, so let's talk about the education budget, right? About 20,000 migrant students joining the million New York City school children. The city really looking to hire now more bilingual teachers, and it sounds like they need more money then, not less to do so.
Sure. I mean, look, it's always important we've seen over the past 5-10 years, we've lost a lot of enrollment in our public school system. So we can certainly handle the new families that want to enroll in our public schools, and we welcome them. But it's important that they have the services that they need, and that includes making sure that we have bilingual teachers. So, our schools can handle it because we've lost a lot of enrollment over the past few years.
Yeah. So when you look at the totality, then you're the numbers guy, the chair of the finance committee, and I know we don't know exactly what those 5% cuts are. Is there something you're willing to say, give me something that's like a little more tangible? Okay, I can see that being cut.
It's really hard to say. Let's be clear. And this is what the mayor and I, when we met about this, these cuts don't have to happen, right? If we get money from the federal government to manage a federal crisis,
right,
then there wouldn't have to be cuts. That's the bottom line.
So do you agree with the tactic then to put that out there of the 5% to maybe kind of pressure the federal government to give the money?
I wouldn't say it's a tactic, because if we don't get the money, we're going to have to make some really tough decisions.
Okay. Well, I know when I spoke to the mayor on this very program last week, he said the city's right to shelter law needed to be re-examined. When you look at that, does the city council have any role in making changes to what a right to shelter looks like? And if you do you agree with it?
Right to shelter would need to be handled in the courts, but I think the bottom line is the Right to Shelter Act was not intended when you have 10,000 people coming to New York every month. Right to Shelter Act was from homeless families back in the 70s for overcrowded homeless shelters. It was not intended to handle an international humanitarian crisis. And it was litigated 40 years ago. It was guaranteed in our state constitution.
Yeah, and it's such a difficult situation that the city is in right now. And the mayor doubled down on his comments last week right here on this very show about the destroying of New York City because of the crisis. Did you agree with those comments?
I don't think New York. I mean, I don't think immigrants are going to destroy New York City. I mean, my family came here from someplace else, just like just about every New Yorker, right? This has always been the home to everyone from everywhere. The inaction from the federal government is risking and jeopardizing destroying our budget. But it's not going to destroy New York City. Nothing can destroy New York City.
All right, I want to talk about some other big things the city council is working on. Summer is over. We're seeing more activity out of the council. A lot of action, right? Last week, a vote on swimming lessons for kids, e-bike battery swaps, public solar panels, urban forest planting. A lot of issues that were going on in terms of going green, and it seems to be the theme here. Where are you getting the money for all of this if we're in a bit of a budget crunch?
Well, I think it's important. You have to prioritize, right? You have a almost $110 billion budget. I don't think anything in the city is mutually exclusive. It's all important. And the city has to keep running. We have to keep providing. We have to keep innovating. We have to keep moving forward. We don't stop short. We don't surrender.
Yeah. And I do want to talk about politics of it all. We're getting into another election year. City council members up again. You yourself are up for a re-election. Do you foresee the makeup of the council changing given what we're seeing in New York City?
No, I don't. I don't. I mean, maybe an election here or there, one way or the other, but I don't see that. I think voters are focused on elected officials who tell the truth, who deliver. That's really what it comes down to. I think New Yorkers really care more about electing the right person for the job than they do the party.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of talk about the race for mayor, even though that's in a distant future. And there's been a lot of speculation. I know you're very active on social media. You see the same things I do on social media. Do you think that Mayor Adams should be primaried?
Oh, I mean, look, I think primaries are healthy. I mean, but I think it's too far to talk about that. And I don't know who would be looking to run, but I think a lot of people talk, but it's a matter of will they step up and actually run.
Would you?
I don't know if I'd wish mayor on my worst enemy, actually.
You don't want to run for mayor ever?
No, who knows? Maybe down the road, but certainly not in 2 years.
Okay, gotcha. Councilman Brannan, keep us posted on the budget and the budget talks. It's all very important. There's a lot of numbers, so I don't envy you and the calculator that you have at your desk, but appreciate your time as always.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.